Sup? How you doing? Welcome to the replay. Welcome to Daily Fuel. My name is Bobby. I'm the host of this group, The Spiritual Artist. And yeah, so, if you're watching in the replay, then let me know that you're here. Say hello in the comments. You know how comments work. You can write hashtags, hashtag replay person, hashtag replay people, replay fuel. That's one I used to use all the time. Ray, I see your name and not your picture. That's weird. I see your name and not your picture. That's kind of weird. I don't know what that's about. Mikey is the first comment again. Dude, are you like sitting like this waiting for the live to start? Hector and Ray were like right on your tail. Hector is hashtag I'm here, and Ray is here, and Marsha is here. Hello, Bobby. Hello, Marsha. How are you? And so if you're also watching live, or if you're watching this in the replay, but you join another one live, what happens is I'm going to read the spiel, I'm going to ignore the commenters, and then I'm going to finish my spiel and come back to the comments and read them. And that's usually the best part of the show. This is just to kind of get everything warmed up, and you guys are usually the main part of the show, because then all the comments kind of riff on what I said, and then I riff on the comments, and it's my favorite part. Let me turn this on in case there's anyone here that doesn't show up there. So if you're joining live, you can hit that Ecamm link if you have not done that before. You only need to do it once, and then it should be good for future lives. Rupert's here. Hello. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you again. Bobby Hood is watching, it says. What's up, pal? How you doing? All right, let's get started. This actually also warms up my hands because it's cold down here. It's getting warmer outside, but the basement is still cold. All right. Words matter. Words do matter. It's kind of interesting because I'm kind of I don't know what the word would be. Oh man, I cracked myself up. I don't know what the word for this is, but when you're like, I'm not a fan, I'm not an aficionado, but it's like to me, I'm interested in words. Like if you're interested, it's how do I not know what the word for that is? That's hysterical. I literally just said words matter, and the first sentence out of my mouth is I don't know the word for that. That's really weird. So I'm like into words, and I'm into like how to articulate things to really express what you mean. And to me, that's important because, especially in this time of commenting on Facebook and texting and stuff like that, I just find that people are kind of lazy with their words, and there are always so many questions when people write a comment or something. Well, do you mean this or do you mean this? Because I could read it both ways, So that's one thing that I'm kind of interested in when it comes to words. Because words, to me, they kind of suck. Words just suck. They don't really express emotion or our thoughts correctly, but they're the best thing we have because we don't have the power of telepathy and all of that stuff. A verbophile. Thank you. There you go. I'm a verbophile. Kinda. Like, not so much so that I know what the word verbophile was, but anyway, thanks for that, Mikey. So let's talk about words. Because today, Alex, I don't know if he's here, but Alex was saying something today about, he wrote something in a comment, and then he was using the word God. But he was using the word God not in the religious sense, but in the sense that how some people use the word God the way other people might use soul or source or higher self or inner being, and he was saying God. And then somebody else, I believe it was Rupert, mentioned that he doesn't believe in God. So, and then Alex was going on about how, it's like sometimes I use the word God and I really should think about that word because it kind of turns people off and this and that. So I was reading this and I was thinking, I think about this a lot. So that's what the purpose of Daily Fuel is. So the thing that I realize is that word choices can polarize people. You can kind of draw a line in the sand according to the word that you use for a certain thing. like using the God example for example, right? It's like if you used everything in terms of God, you might turn off people who are not religious on purpose, or into everything you're saying, but you're using different words. If you're a fan of Abraham, they don't really refer to things as God; they refer to it as source, and let us know that this thing that you think of as God is not like some man in the sky. It's you. It's here. It's your inner being. It's your higher self. It's your source energy, your soul. And these are all words we use to describe the same thing, but the words matter because certain words will attract or detract people. And this can be good for creating an audience around your art because you can use specific words or terms or kind of language and phrases on purpose as sort of keywords to let people know, I'm your kind of person, I'm not your kind of person. It's like drawing that line in the sand to let people know, like, come on my side or stay on your side, but we're not both. You don't have to use words that way. You can, I don't say people here in this group, like, you can't use the word God or anything like that because I don't like that word. I don't really care what word you use for your stuff, and if it's different than my word, that's completely fine. I'm just interested in words. But they can polarize, and you can use them to that effect if you wanted to. The second thing, number 2, is words can persuade people. I like it in this group when you guys, like a lot of people here are sharing your art and stuff like that. I actually enjoy it when people say a little something about the art, even if it's just a hint, to let me know, like, what's the title of it? Now I know, like, what you were thinking or something. Because I feel like we as artists can use words to persuade people to view our art or listen to our art or whatever your art is, if it's music or whatever, we can use words to sort of persuade people to lean a certain way, feel a certain way, think a certain way, based while you're experiencing the art, However, there are some artists who are completely against that, and I also think that's fine, who might say, no, I don't want to say anything about my art. I just make it and I put it out there, and I don't want to impose my emotions, my feelings, my thoughts on the consumer. I want the viewer, the listener, the whatever, to feel it for themselves. I want somebody to look at this thing that I made and get their own feeling from it without being colored by mine. And I think that's valid. I really do think that's valid. The only thing is that it's not something that I look for. I don't look to, like, go to a museum and see some piece or like a painting or something just so that I can get what I was feeling. I'm always interested in what the artist was thinking. That's me, So you can decide for yourself. Do you want to use words to persuade people to feel what you were feeling when you created this? Certainly, the writers in the group do. You write your poetry or your lyrics to songs, like Mikey, or short stories or essays or whatever we write. And the words within that do the work of expressing it. But for some of you, it might just be, no, I'm not important. My feelings, my thoughts, my whatever, they're not the show. The show is this piece. And I don't even want to be a part of it. People don't even have to know my name, maybe. It's like you could be as incognito or as out front as you want to be, and you could use 1,000 words to describe the picture, or you could just let the picture be the 1,000 words. That whole thing. And finally, number 3 is if you do want to use words, I feel that we need to practice them. It's one thing to kind of know what you want to say and then try and say it, but sometimes if it's something that you're going to want to be saying to an audience, it's better to practice it a bit so that you can hear it the first time in private. You don't need to spew it out there and be like, oh, this is this thing that I made. Let me tell you about it. It's blah, blah, blah. No, actually, that's not really it. That's not exactly nailing what I'm feeling. sometimes we need to take time to formulate the feelings, to formulate the expressions, and learn how to articulate it. And one thing I would suggest is, if you're trying to do that, is to use what my friend Arnie Giske calls the shotgun effect. Try lots of different things. Try saying it this way. Try saying it that way. Try doing it with no words. Right? And then seeing what hits with your audience, seeing what resonates with you as the artist, and then trying to articulate it more and more and more. And I think Dagmar, I don't know if you're here today. I don't see you. You might be this anonymous person. I don't know. Anyway, Dagmar wrote in the comments to the lead up to today's live that she tries to translate her heart through words. Uses words to translate her heart, and I liked that expression. It's like that's what I think words really are. It's the best thing we have for me to translate what's in my heart and share it with you in everyday communication. We also have our secret weapon, our art. It's like, I can translate my heart through other means as well, but most people don't have art. They only have words. And a lot of people aren't going to tap into what you're trying to, if it's important to you that that people get a certain sense from your art, rather than just allowing them to get whatever sense they get on their own. If it's important to you that they feel a certain thing, or they understand a certain thing, then I would suggest learning how to combine your art with the words to sort of just, you don't have to tell them right out, this painting is supposed to make you feel sad. It doesn't, I don't mean that. You can just start using words to sort of like give people a little nudge in that direction. Just give them a hint. Anyway, I hear the clicking, and I'm going to have a lot of reading to do, so let's get to it. Mikey, word up! And Hector's here. What's up, buddy? And Ray, and Marcia, and Rupert. I said hello to you guys. Logo file. Hi, Bobby and company. I think that's probably Bobby D. Let me see. I don't know. Where are we? Oh, no, that's Deb. Hi, Deb. How are you? Still incognito, I see. Rupert. What does that say? Meaning, words or words. Meaning to words or words to meaning. I think I know what that means, but I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Mikey says God equals I am. Yeah. And Ray, now I see your picture. If people could read their... Oh, wait, hang on. I forgot to do this. I'm not used to this yet. Ray says, if people could read their words aloud, they'd find a whole new meaning. Oh, that's interesting, right? You say them. Maybe if they just like floated through the air and you could kind of see them. And Alex is here. Alex, thank you very much. Your thing today sort of sparked this conversation. I'm always looking for topics to talk about, and I like to pull them from the conversations going on in the group, because it's what you guys are already talking about, and I want to remain topical to where we all are as a group. So, thank you. Robin is giving me sunglasses. That's cool. I like those. Thanks. Mikey says wordsmith. Okay, wordsmith. That's a good one. Someone. All right. And Rupert. Still trying to figure out the words. We're all the way back there. Okay. Someone who's interested in words. A songwriter, a poet, a writer. Yes, definitely. All of those things. And Mikey says all of the above. And then somebody here is incognito again. That's Deb. Deb says, see, Deb, this is what I see for you. I see just the text. I don't see your name or your picture. This is divine timing. I was told today that I need to talk more about my rugs and the meaning of them. Is this also Deb? To stop hiding our gifts. Yeah. Okay. So, you were told today to do that more. I don't know who told you that. I don't know the context of that, but I do think that if you have, especially for you, Deb, because yours is all the symbols and things, I think that people are going to be very interested in that. People who are into that thing are going to be really interested in the meaning behind it, because especially when it comes to like logo type things and the symbols that you create, it's not... I don't know that people want to just create their own meaning behind it. They might want to know something about it so that they can feel cool about it. It's like I could see that. So going back to my practice thing, it's first of all, it's up to you as the artist. You can just be silent about it. If people want to know what it means, your answer could just be, I don't know what it means. It's whatever you think it means. And that's a valid thing to say as an artist. I would never knock an artist for feeling that way. But definitely just like practice different things, practice different ways of saying it. Maybe you can get it down. Some people might even want to use like one word. Wow, what does that thing mean? It means elevation, right? Like be one of those hoity-toity people that does that, right? Alex says, I can see you. I don't need to look in this. Sorry. Alex says, maybe instead of a title, a comment. The comment is a little more hidden, subtle. The title may do just what you're saying now. Limit the viewer's perspectives by the title's words. Yeah. What I meant by title is that some people write a paragraph and post a picture and say like, I made this thing yesterday and I was feeling this way and blah, 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 blah. And they kind of give the whole thing away. And I like that, but other people might not like that. But then somebody like Robin, for example, will post these abstract digital images and give it a title, or Eric River does that also. He just kind of gives it a title, and it just kind of gives me a hint of what I'm looking for in it, what I'm trying to think about. Maybe, is this supposed to be whimsical? Is it supposed to be serious? Is it supposed to be happy or sad? Like, well, give me a hint, Sometimes it's obvious from the picture, and sometimes it's not, especially with those two examples, because they're abstract, So I like to kind of be just like, you don't have to push me in the pool, but just kind of point me to the direction that it's in, I don't know why I said pool, but you know what I mean. And Rupert says, I prefer it when people give some context, or in for the art, music, videos they post. For example, how, why, when they made it. Yeah, exactly, When I find a band that I like, I really like it when they do when they give you some kind of background on how it was made, or like where I came up with the idea for this song. There's a band that I like. If you know them, they're called Joywave, and when they were coming out with their album this past year, for like a year and a half before the album came out, every once in a while they'd release a single, and before you knew it, it was almost like the entire album was released as singles, and then the album came out and there were only like 4 new songs. But every time they released a single, it was 2 audio files. It was the song, and then the second song was a commentary, and it was just the music in the background with the lead singer just talking, not what the meaning of the song was exactly, or it was just something to kind of give you some context. That was a good word, Rupert, when they give you context for it, just sort of put me in the zone of where your art is. That's another thing. It's like somebody might be coming up to your art, whatever your art is, they might just be coming up to it, whether it's looking at it or listening to it, except they're in a place and they're not a blank slate. Human beings are not blank slates just waiting for emotional input. We're walking up to it sad. But it's a happy thing, but it's not going to make me happy, or I might listen to a song and not really know, like, where is this song taking me? We can give people context to these things. Obviously, if you're making an album, you don't want to put a commentary in between every song. When you listen to this next song, get the tissues, It doesn't have to be like that. But it could be just something that's out there that I can look for if I were interested. Like, where did they come up with that? I find it on YouTube or Google or something. And I see Ray, and then I think I gotta breathe. So Ray says, hey, Robin, you like my words, right? Let's say, maybe this is Deb again. Yeah, it's a bit like abstract art, for example. People will interpret it in a different way, but if you want the audience to know your meaning of it, then it would be best to have an explanation. Yeah, okay, especially yours, right? You mean your art is a bit like abstract work. Yes. And so you as the artist will decide, I would really like for them to know. So you as the artist then need to take it upon yourself how best to articulate what you want them to know. Robin says, comments make interacting with viewers fun. For me, I give my works titles based on what I feel as first impressions. Cool. But I acknowledge other viewers' reactions because that encourages more. Let them feel comfortable with feeling what they feel without judgment. Okay. Also, many times they see things that I don't, which is cool and fun. That is cool and fun, right? Especially when you're making abstract things and you make something and somebody is like, it looks like this. I would assume that most of the time you'd be like, oh, that's cool. I didn't even notice that, you know? But sometimes you might be like, oh, God, is that what I look like? I don't know. But yeah, I think that could be a lot of fun. Alex says, Alex, it's nice to have you on the live, man. I'm glad that you're here today. Words in themselves written down are pen strokes, just lines. The words spoken are vibrations, sung even in normal speech. Oh, I like that. That's interesting. What is the difference between the written word and the spoken word? There's certainly the vibrational element to it, but is it possible that when you're reading the written word, that you yourself are creating the vibration from the sound of the word? Like when you read, do you hear the words in your mind? I do. I don't know if everybody does. I know that a lot of people can read faster than I can because I don't like speed read and stuff. But I hear the words being spoken and when I read, you know? So it's like, is that an artist thing? Is that a me thing? Is that an auditory person thing? I'm not sure. But that's a really interesting point. I did not think of that. Thanks, buddy. Rupert says, use the words that are the closest to the meaning emotion you want to get across. Absolutely. I just think that sometimes it takes a little bit of practice to do that, you know? Or you may have that feeling, that emotion, and it's like, oh, I know exactly what it is. And then you start to say it and you realize, wow, you know, now that I'm saying it aloud, it's not really articulating it fully. I need something more, or maybe it's giving away the farm and I need something less. So there's always that. Alex says speech. I don't know why. Okay. Speech. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Marcia says words have the dynamic impact to make you feel loved, make you pay attention, cut you down, make you be cruel, but hurt someone immensely. So think very carefully before using your words. Words used incorrectly can crush a person's spirits. Yeah. I agree with you. That whole sticks and stones things, that's BS, I think. I think words are extremely powerful, and words can have a lasting impact that's, you know, sticks and stones don't. So good words of wisdom from Marcia. Thank you. Robin says, it's applicable very much when it comes to abstract art. Yeah, because abstract art is often confusing to viewers until they get into it. Sure, absolutely. Rupert, I mean, words don't have an innate meaning. Oh, okay. They mean what we use them to mean. Yes, I know that. Right. Okay. They take on the meaning depending on the context we use them in. We need to say a few things so we come up with a new word. Yes. Very good. That's one of the things I was trying to say earlier. It's like, I'm really interested in the words and the meaning of words, because the same word, one word could have a different meaning completely, or a different feeling, or an emotional trigger, you know, for different people, completely different, you know, but it's the same word. And if you look at it in the dictionary, both people can agree, oh yes, that's the definition, you know, but it's still, there's like the way that word was used in your past, or in what manner. And again, I'm just only because it's what sparked this whole thing, Alex using the word God today really sparks that thing where, you know, for somebody who is maybe was raised religious but is no longer religious, right? I could imagine that hearing words that have a religious connotation, or that were used in that religious sense as a younger person, now still hold that meaning even though you're not using them in that way. And it's just like, it's like, I don't like those words. Blah, go away, you know? Rupert says, a new thing. Okay. If you have a gift, give it. Yes. I'll buy a rug, Deb. I can't type in this. Okay, I'm just trying to, looks like some little comments here. I see what you mean about the title. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, Alex says, I see what you mean about the title. Yeah. Again, it's like, I think it always falls down to the intention of the artist. Artists don't have to give anything a title, and there's no right or wrong. It's you as the artist get to decide. I want to get all the emotions out. I want to have people feeling this way when they interact with my art. Well, words can help you do that. Or no. I don't want anything that I felt to be imposed on people. I want people to come to it with an open mind and feel whatever they feel. That is equally good. Darn, man, words are escaping me today. How ironic. That's the word. Words are escaping me today. And then I go, how? And that word escapes me. And that word is ironic. Wow, that's just a funny thing to happen. Robin has plenty of words, so I'm just going to read these. Many viewers feel intimidated by abstract art. They feel foolish if they don't immediately see something concrete right away. Yeah, it's almost like people and wine who like pretend to like wine. It's like, oh, it has a fruity, oaky, blah, 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 right? It's like, I either like it or I don't. That's all I care about. I don't care if it's got raspberries and chocolate in it. That doesn't matter to me because they can both say the same description, and this one's good. This one tastes like garbage. So just give me the one I like. The thing went away. And abstract art is kind of like that. It's like I either like it or I don't. But you can get what did you say? They're foolish if they don't immediately see the something concrete right away. Yeah. I would not want to make somebody feel foolish with my art, but I get exactly what you mean. Not that you would either. Some of them feel uncomfortable just liking something just because they do, even if they can't understand why. I like giving titles to my works because sometimes it shows my sense of humor. Oh, that's excellent. Yeah. Which makes viewers more comfortable in letting them think about it. That's great. I like that. So you're thinking about, I know that this is something that most people or some people or a person or whatever isn't going to get just by looking at it. So your titles are sort of hints to make people feel okay about liking it, to looking at it, to interacting with it. I like that. That's great. Robin also says, Ray, absolutely all the time. Okay. Rupert says, I often think, we use art to get to know the people who made it, or get to know the people in order to experience their art? Well, that's interesting. Do we get, well, I mean, sometimes you it only goes one way. Sometimes you see the art and that's the only connection you have to the artist is this piece of art that you're looking at. But in a group, we can get to know the people and then interact more with the art. I think that when you get to know the people as a person, it might even give you a completely different why can't I think of words today? A completely different perspective on their art than if it was just something that you saw, on a website or for sale as a print or in a museum or whatever. Wow, you guys are smart. Alex says, "Booyah." I hear the words too. So you're talking about, yeah. See, here's the thing. This one I get, but I hear the words too. Talking about something I talked about 5 minutes ago. So a lot of times what happens is somebody will say a comment like this, talking about something I said minutes ago, and then I don't remember what I said that you're commenting on. But this one I do. You're talking about how I hear the words when I'm reading. So I'm glad you do too. It's the two of us, and maybe nobody else, but we'll see. Speech was correction of prior misspelling. Oh, okay. I got that one too. Robin, Bobby, one of the things you just said reminded me of a time when I was at a show of Kenneth Nolan's work right next to a guy who, with a puzzled look on his face, who seemed not to like it. And he asked me what it was that I thought, and so I explained what I saw in the splash of paint in a way that he then could see the art differently. And I could see that he was starting to understand and even see what I saw in it as well. So in that case, words of mine do and did matter. Yeah, it's like sometimes, and especially with abstract, right? But really with anything, it's like we can read poetry. Poetry is just words, right? Or listen to the lyrics of songs, just words. But again, a good writer will give it such deep meaning that it'll take you on a journey, an emotional journey, but you don't really know exactly what just happened there. Like, what was that? And some people will appreciate that guidance, and other people will be like, no, don't tell me. I just want to feel it on my own. Every time I listen to this or read this or look at this, it just gives me this, and I like it. So don't ruin it by telling me what you were thinking, because I don't care. It's a fine line, and we, the artists, need to figure out how to walk it. Is Untitled a title? That's a good question. I think that it is. I think that if something is specifically called Untitled, I think that's a statement by the artist, right? Unless like it's hung in a museum and the museum doesn't know the title, so they're just like Untitled. But I think usually if something is titled Untitled, it's titled that specifically, and I feel like that's probably a statement by the artist to maybe say, I don't want to tell you what this is. I want you to figure it out for yourself. That could be it. And I know there are some rock bands and stuff that had songs that were just called Untitled, and that was just like some cool thing to do. So who knows? But yeah, I think Untitled is a title. Let's just leave that at that. Hector, what's up, man? Yes, Sticks and Stones is BS. Words do matter. It's a powerful thing. Yes, absolutely. Robin, Rupert, Cheek, I think so, yes. Okay, so this was a when you guys do replies to each other, they show up as individual comments, so I don't know, but that's fine. Mikey says, this is why I love songwriting. It's two concurrent works of art with a built-in explanation and lesson. Yeah, I like songwriting too. I think it's great. Alex says, we grow up obtaining our own meaning for the words. Good to think about if one is feeling offended. Do they know what the person is meaning, or are they misinterpreting the message meant? Otherwise, it's just a difference of opinion. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, are they misinterpreting the words? Or do they, or are they really even trying to hear what the person is saying? Words suck, but they're the best we got sometimes, But I like what we're talking about because we're talking about using words in correlation with the art. So it's kind of like I'm hearing the words you're saying, and then I'm looking at this piece, or I'm listening to the song, or whatever. We have the ability to give it like a double whammy, But yeah, let me just look at that one more time. Do they know what the person is meaning, or are they misinterpreting the message? Yeah, you know what? You said it. I'm not going to repeat it. But thank you. Rupert, some French composers, some of Sadie's titles for his music are amusing. I'm not familiar, but cool. Thank you. Alex says, this delayed response thing is interesting. Yeah, it is. it's kind of half the charm of Daily Fuel is that I get lost sometimes, and there was this one time I said something about I don't remember. I was talking about my graphic novel that I'm working on, and I was talking about some kind of nuclear device thing, and because somebody dropped a pen. That's what it was. Somebody dropped a pen upstairs, and it landed on the floor right here. That's the floor, and to upstairs, it's a foot above my head, and down here when somebody drops something, I said it sounds like a nuclear bomb going off, and then somebody commented on that at the time, in the moment, but by the time I read the comment, I had no idea what they were talking about, and they said something about an atomic pen, and I'm like, atomic pen? What the heck are you talking about? I was absolutely lost. And then a few minutes later, it dawned on me what they meant by atomic pen, because I went, like when they drop a pen, it sounds like a nuclear bomb. I'm like, atomic pen! Oh my God, I finally got it. Anyway, I tell these stories, and I don't know if you guys think it's funny or not, but where am I? Yeah, the delayed response thing. Blake says, hello. Hello. How you doing? Nice to see you, Blake. Robin says, for me, Untitled is used by me often when I'm stumped in titling the work, but that's just me. Okay. Maybe you're stumped because you don't know what the heck you just made. But I try not to use untitled unless I have to. Cool. Alex, words suck, but they're the best we got. Yeah, till we get higher in vibration, but that's another conversation. Yeah. There goes my dog. I just meant to repeat your comment. Good comment. Yeah. No, I got it. You were repeating what I said. The end. The end. Yep, we're coming to the end. So at the end, the person who gives the last comment gets the booby prize. But then this is what happened. See, I was just about to give it to you, Alex, but Robin swooped right in and stole it. So yes, your stories are funny, Atomic Panda. Thank you. I appreciate that. See, Robin has been around Daily Fuel long enough to give me some context. See, I should put Atomic Panda in the parentheses. But I only said that like 5 seconds ago, so I'm good enough to remember at least. Oh, look at this. Alex swooped in and stole it back from Robin. We might have a booby prize war here. Boobies. All right, buddy. So, and then Robin stole it back. So, you know what? You can both have it. How's that? Because I don't like infighting in the group. And I don't want a prize. That's okay. That's okay. There is no prize. It's just... Shh, don't tell them that. Some people really, really like the prize. Okay, I'm going to go. Thank you very much for hanging out with me tonight. And tomorrow's Sunday, so no Daily Fuel. We'll be back on Monday. But have a great evening. And in about later on in this hour, the Saturday support post will go live. I forgot to do it earlier today. Sorry about that. It will go live in a little bit. And if you've got a business or links or support your own social media pages, please go to that post and link there. I appreciate you guys not linking in the group, except on the Saturday thing. Good night. No, you give it to Alex. you guys are fighting. Cool. You know what? Nobody gets it. That's it. Nobody gets it now. You know what? No, Rupert, you get it. Good night. He said good night to me. He's being nice and not fighting in my comments. All right, guys. Have a great night. I'll see you Monday. Nice to be here, Bobby. Thanks, bud. Thanks, Alex. It was great to see you too. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.